Hi everybody, my name is Jenna and I'm a Hawktail player. We like to hear stories from those around us. All of the stories you hear today are non-fiction, which means they're true and actually happened. I'm going to tell you a story of my stepdad who's a soldier. Do any of you guys know someone who's a soldier? Well, I'm going to tell you a story that he told me about climbing up a mountain in Afghanistan. Do you guys know where Afghanistan is? It's in an area next to China and India called the Middle East. To give you a little bit of perspective, it's a 15-hour flight, all the way from here in North Carolina to Afghanistan. To fly from North Carolina to California, it's only a 5-hour flight, so this one is 3 times as long. For this story, we're going to fly over the Atlantic Ocean and land in Afghanistan. Alright everyone, put on your seatbelts, and then put your hands on the wheels. And then we're going to take off in 3, 2, 1, blast off! Alright, let's come in for a landing. And we're here. So, I was climbing up a mountain in Afghanistan called KG Pass with the Afghani people. That's what they call the people who are native to or live in Afghanistan. The mountain is called KG Pass because it separates 2 towns. One of them is named Kaust, and one of them is named Gardes. They were so impressed with me walking with them. Some of them were falling behind because they were carrying really heavy backpacks filled with coats and hats. I told them walking up this mountain in Afghanistan reminded me of my home in Honduras. They loved hiking with someone from a different culture than theirs. When we got to the top of this mountain, there was a beautiful peak. It was filled with snow. There were no lights, so there were more stars than you could ever imagine. It was so dark that you could see satellites going across the sky. Can everyone take out their binoculars and look at the night sky with me? We hiked up this mountain during the fall, so it was starting to get a little bit cold outside. During the day, it was about 50 to 60 degrees, and at night, it was so cold that the mud was frozen solid. During the day, the mud was so sticky, it went up to your ankles. Can everyone pick up their feet out of the mud with me? Pick them up like this. During the night, it got so cold and we didn't have the supplies that we needed in our tent to keep warm. The Afghani soldiers decided that they would want to give us some of their coats and hats to help us keep warm. They gave us these white furry hats that came all over your head, and then they covered your ears like this to keep the cold out. We decided it was probably a good idea to stay in the same tent because we wanted to help keep each other warm. When our leader came in, he couldn't even tell the difference between the American soldiers and the Afghani soldiers because we all looked the same. In the morning time when the sun rose, we all said our goodbyes to each other. In Arabic, they say ma salema when they want to say goodbye. Can everyone say ma salema? Ma salema. They gave us hugs and kissed us on both cheeks. Can everyone give yourself a big hug? They also gave me bread and gave me water as well because they thought I looked too dehydrated. When we finally climbed back down the mountain and we went our separate ways, I never saw those guys again. I will never forget them. What did you guys learn from this story?